SMT Nation, we are back. Nation, in today's video, I want to discuss a possible mistake. I definitely think it's a mistake that T-Mobile has made, and I think they really need to prevent this from happening in the future. Anyways, let me share with you guys, this was actually taken from, you guys know Nicky T. I've covered some of his images and videos and stuff that he's made for me here on the channel. Shared some of the things that are going on with the networks over in New Jersey and New York, over in the tri-state area. This speed test here is actually, you know what, let's start here with T-Mobile. All right, here's a speed test from T-Mobile where he works. We're talking about a location in which thousands of trucks are pulling up and using this site. I think, you know, the particular testing moments that where he shared these tests. The work sector on the tower site that serves this area is under heavy load and lots of stress. AT&T is actually the only network that isn't upgraded here. So here's the AT&T speed test. 24 megabits per second down and 6 megabits up. It's basically LTE, right? They don't have N77 up there. They don't have any combination of DoD or C-band or anything. So it's an old legacy site that badly needs to be upgraded. You could basically see at this point, if they get any additional usage, I mean, you're going to get buffering video. Your video calling is going to be weak. And, you know, I think for a lot of instances out there in this part of the country, AT&T doesn't have much market share. There might be certain pockets where they do within New Jersey, but in his particular area of the state, I guess they don't have much share. So here's T-Mobile for you, right? 44 megs down and 3 up. And this site is completely modernized. It has N41, it has N71, it has N2, it has everything. Now here's the problem. T-Mobile only has 80 megahertz of N41 here. They don't have their typical 162 megahertz average or whatever in bandwidth. And it's also non-contiguous, which means it's 40 and 40, which takes away spectral efficiency. 40 and 40 does not equal the same performance as 80 if the 80 is contiguous, right? So there's levels to this, right? And T-Mobile really dropped the ball here. And the reason why I share this with you guys, 44 down, 3 up, this is a segment of the country where T-Mobile has incredible share. And they don't have a lot of N41, but they hold N77 licenses. They have C-band there, 40 megahertz. They climbed this tower site, upgraded it with all the fixins, but didn't put N77 radios on it. Huge missed opportunity. This doesn't even make sense. You don't have 160, 180, 190 megahertz of N41 in this market. Why wouldn't you put up N77 gear? This doesn't even make any sense. Here's Verizon just upgrading to the 5G ultrawide band on this particular site. They put up the, I believe they have 160 megahertz of N77, the C-band. So 449 down, 25 up. So these truck drivers, the folks that are in this kind of vicinity of the sector during peak times, the only real reliable connection in this instance is Verizon, and it simply does not have to be the case. AT&T needs to upgrade or add a site, whatever their situation is, and then T-Mobile should have put up an N77 radio and gotten that 40 megahertz on air. And it would have helped for anybody who has a modern 5G phone. It would be aggregating N77 and N41 and likely the N71 or N2, whatever combination of those 4 carriers of 5G. And some of the more recent handsets, I think, do more than that. But they totally dropped the ball. How did you upgrade this site to N41 knowing you only have 80 megahertz and you have all that market share, and you haven't either A, addressed the N41 issues there by the spectrum being fragmented, or B, just put up the N77 since you own the assets anyways? I really don't understand. Now look, you guys know me, I call a spade a spade. AT&T needs to upgrade here. T-Mobile dropped the ball. Verizon did a nice job of upgrading the site, and you could see it in the network performance. So for these folks, you know, especially the truck drivers who are coming in and out of these zones, who the hell are they going to trust within these markets, right? Who are they going to believe that they can kind of have a reliable network experience with? You get what I'm saying? That's my take on this. I'm not a carrier apologist. I don't make excuses for carriers. I make these videos showing what the carriers can do to improve, where the weaknesses are and where the strengths are. There are markets, key markets across the country, where T-Mobile does not have a lot of N41. It's non-contiguous, it's disrupted, it's fragmented, and they don't have a lot of bandwidth. And they have assets that they can deploy, and they choose not to. But yet and still, they'll sit there at these earnings calls and talk about share buybacks and returning money to the investors. How about you get some C-band radios up? How about we get the C-band to a company that will actually build to it then and get it on air so it could serve the customers and the citizens of the United States? I've grown really frustrated with T-Mobile not building N77, especially in scenarios like this. It doesn't even make any sense. How did you climb this tower and not deploy an N77 radio? It doesn't make sense. Make it make sense to me. I really don't get it. This was the perfect opportunity to leverage it, but you didn't take advantage of it. Now, there's other factors, right? It could have been, I don't know, the space on the tower. It could have been some other issues. But so now what? Peak usage and your network is going to be congested on there even after the site was upgraded? Like, what's going to be the solution? You can't build another site. They've got huge NIMBY issues in this area. You had your chance and you blew it. You know, this is really frustrating. I hope that T-Mobile learns from this. I hope they don't repeat the same mistake. I hope they put C-band to use. I am not a carrier apologist. You need to deploy your assets and do so in an efficient manner. I think whoever the engineering team is, whoever was part of this planning, really dropped the ball here. It really should have been part of the permitting. It should have been part of that decision-making process. This is really unfortunate to see, because now the folks that use T-Mobile in this area are going to have a less than stellar experience, and I guarantee you it probably gets worse than this. 44 down, 3 up. You can bet your bottom dollar there's going to be moments where a lot of folks are using the network and it's going to be congested, and it's going to have buffering video, and it's going to have crappy video playback, and it's going to have poor video quality for video calls, and calls are going to drop, and you know, whatever else is going on. And they're going to wish they had somebody else, like in this case, Verizon. And AT&T, you too. Get this site upgraded or figure out a solution. You know, there's a reason why people aren't choosing you in these areas. You can make your network better. This is really unfortunate. And then, of course, people are going to start compensating. They're going to start switching to Verizon here, right? And then that's going to get congested too, because the other carriers aren't doing their part. We've seen that before. Remember, the Verizon network got really congested because everybody was on Verizon and nobody was using the other guys. We can't have this. We need competitive networks. All right, so AT&T, do better. T-Mobile, do better. All right, nice job, Verizon. Keep up the good work. Continue to make your network better. All right, no carrier apologists here, just calling a spade a spade. Drop me a comment, like, share, subscribe, turn on the bell notifications so you never miss an upload. And don't forget to check out some more of our videos. There's some pinned here at the end. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next one.